Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Could Be Worse. My name is Tyler. This is Dom.
Hello.
We're doing a second take here. We kind of fucked the first one up, and I just took 3 edibles like 30 minutes ago, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. We have no material. I'm starting to feel a wiggle already.
Yeah, this episode has a running Tyler's death clock in the top right corner.
Yeah, and it was like the 3 was ambitious, but I took 2 the other day, and I was like, it didn't really hit like I wanted it to. So I was like, let me up the ante here. 25 would have been smart, but 30.
You didn't feel scared for your life?
No, I didn't. Like, there was no point where I was laying on the couch in the fetal position, feeling my pulse and trying to count the beats, but being too high to forget what numbers were. So I just kept going like 7, 8. There was no moment like that.
Just laying on the floor, like with your finger above, like your phone, just ready to call your mom at any point.
Do you ever have like one of those highs where something like sticks in your head early on, where you go like, what if that like lump in my throat is cancer? And then like the whole
right as you're smoking,
like right as you take that first hit, you're like, I could have cancer. And then it's just like the entire high is like that like thought pattern just like spiraling out of control.
Yeah.
And then like you'll go to bed, you'll wake up the next morning and be like, oh, I'm retarded. I'm like the stupidest person ever.
Yeah, fuck cancer. I ain't scared of cancer. When you wake up sober, nothing can hurt you, you know?
Yeah, the next morning you're like, I'm such a pussy. Like, and then you'll like be like, you know what? Like, I'm gonna smoke a little weed, and then you smoke more, and you're like, but I could have cancer.
Yeah, my great-great-grandfather had Alzheimer's. What if I already have Alzheimer's?
Sometimes I forget things.
Yeah, just thoughts running through your head.
Yeah, but your story about going to the ER and edibles always like, that's my rock that I hold on to. Whenever I'm way too stoned, that's what I like grasp onto, is that anchors me to reality of like, I know how stupid I'm gonna look. Dom told me.
You know how it ends. You know firsthand a nice 20-minute story of how it ends, and you don't need it.
Right. And like, it's like I have grandparents who were alcoholics and stuff. I had family members who are alcoholics. I kind of try to take it easy on the booze sometimes.
Yeah.
And because I know where that road goes. It's the same thing of like, I know where being like, but don't you think it's beating a little too fast? And then being like, no.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna be feeling good at the end of this episode.
Hopefully. I'm trying to. I'm watching.
I had a nice snack of some portobello mushrooms before the start of this episode.
You also took like 19 bong rips. We're on the phone, and I just kept hearing like every 30 seconds. I just hear a little bubbling noise.
That's not true at all.
And then you were just being like, I don't know, dude, because Dom has a cold right now, and he's just sitting there like, I don't know what it is, dude, but I just feel like so much better all of a sudden. I feel like good now. It's like, maybe it's the 19 bong rips you just took. Could that possibly be contributing?
Yeah. I did drink a bunch of Dayquil as well.
Damn, I'm thinking like,
I'm feeling some type of way, that's for sure.
I'm feeling, because I can't remember the last time I took NyQuil, because pre-COVID, I haven't had a cold in like years, dude. Like pre-COVID, like 2-3 times every winter you'd hit cold and flu season. I get a couple nasty colds, and you'd have where you just like take half a fucking bottle of NyQuil, you know, a couple of snapper guys, and you're fucking good, you know. Sleep 12, 13 hours, wake up feeling like a new man. But COVID's kind of like taking that away. It's like I haven't had like a cold that I could medicate with over-the-counter cough syrup.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't been like interacting with as many people, I guess.
Yeah.
You know. I don't know. I categorize it in 2 ways. Either if it's not fixed by a bunch of NyQuil and some hot tea the next morning, then it's probably something serious.
Yeah.
That takes like a week. I get cold fairly often.
Something else you can't do anymore because of COVID is you can't go to an urgent care and pretend to have a really bad cough to get codeine, because they'll just give you a COVID test, you know?
They'll just... And
like people will actually be concerned. But before, a cough was nothing. So anytime I was in college, there was this urgent care where I went to college. It was called Dr. Paul's Clinic.
Oh, that's...
And the guy, there's one doctor working there, and he was like this like fresh off the boat Indian guy. I don't know what his name was. It wasn't Paul.
It couldn't have been Paul.
100.
I mean, it's not racist to even say that. There's no way his name's Paul.
It was like Paul, and then there was like 6 consonants in a row after it or something. A bunch of K's and T's or whatever.
Yeah, Pauly Christian is probably his full name.
Yeah, something like that. But this place ruled. They had a pharmacy in the urgent care. So you go in one room, they diagnose you, heavy air quotes, and then they bring you back out into the lobby and be like, okay, you just pick up your opiates right there. Central Pennsylvania, great place.
Yeah, your opiates or your gonorrhea pills. Those are the 2 things they have to diagnose there.
Yeah, but like anytime I had a cold, you would just go there and you just be like, he'd be like, what's wrong? And you're like, I'm sick. Real sick. And he's like, oh, so you have a cough? You're like, yeah, a real bad cough. And they go, would you like some cough syrup? And you go, if you're going to twist my arm.
I mean, if you insist. Yeah.
They give you
your friendly campus drug dealer.
A giant bottle of like 300 milligrams of codeine or something like that. You split it in like 2-3 doses.
Yeah.
And you'd be good to go.
Yeah, that could fuel a whole future music video with that whole bottle.
Yeah. No, not really, dude. Because you look at like, when they talk about like pouring a 4 in rap songs, like that's a lot of fucking codeine, dude.
Is it like a full bottle?
That's like, that's like a full, like, I don't know what the size is, but it's like, it's 4 ounces, I think.
Yeah.
It's like 4 is like 4 ounces, which is like 300 milligrams of codeine. It's something ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I think they would never give you like that much. It wasn't that cool of an urgent care. But I mean, you go to these places, you're like, oh, we have a pill epidemic in this country for a very good reason.
And then in the center of a campus full of kids looking for drugs, they put that nice little Paul's Diner over there.
I remember one time I had legitimate
Paul's Benzo Diner.
Like when I was having a fucking like actual panic attacks, I went to him. I was like, dude, I'm actually sick. Like I actually need Xanax. He's like, come on. And it's like, no, really. Like I'm actually having panic attacks. And he's like,
can't you tell how freaked out I am?
He told me, he's like, I want to give them to you, but like I've been getting in trouble recently. Like I can't just be handing these things out.
I bet you have, Paul.
So we haggled it out. We hashed it out. He was a good guy. He's a guy you could talk to. And he's like, look, I'll give you 10. Call me in a week and tell me you're still alive. Okay? That's the deal.
10?
And I did. I had to call him in a week and be like, yeah, I'm
not in a ditch.
Overdose on these. Yeah, I'm not dead in a ditch somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not
and that was it. And he was like, cool, man. Good shit.
I didn't get abducted. Thank you.
Fair trade.
That's a good doctor right there.
That is a good doctor. They just you go in with like the sniffles. They give you like a giant bottle of codeine, a giant bottle of like predestinone, whatever that steroid is.
Yeah.
And then they just give you a Z-Pack. And you're like, I don't have
a Z-Pack.
Z-Pack, codeine, and steroids. They hit you with the trio, and you could go in with like literally like allergies, and they just throw it at you, and then they send you right next door to their like in-house pharmacy, which should be illegal, I feel like, but
they always got the goodies on stock in there for sure.
Yeah, man. Good times, you miss it. You don't know how good you have it until it's gone. Now it's like,
and it went so quick. It really is gone, isn't it?
Yeah. Now, you can't go into a hospital with a cough. They'll fucking lock you in some quarantine room,
Yeah, you're going to have to get fired.
But apparently if you get COVID with the vaccine, it's not that bad. My sister got it, and she said she had back surgery. She just took a bunch of Vicodin. She's like, yeah, I took like a bunch of Vicodin, slept for 14 hours, and woke up and was like good as new the next day. So
that's the cure. It's just a couple Vicodin. The cure to COVID.
Yeah, we've been shitting on the vaxes a lot. We shit on the Pfizer vac especially a lot, but apparently like it does kind of work, kind of.
Yeah, apparently a bottle of Jack cures COVID now.
Can you get drunk if you have COVID?
I mean, it ruins your immune system, so probably not.
Right, that's what I mean.
Probably a bad idea. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. It's kind of fucked up how bad alcohol is for you.
It's horrible, and it's the most most widespread drug, I guess.
It seems like you ever meet somebody that just drinks like way too much, but their life is like kind of fine.
Yes.
I'm so jealous of those people because I can't, like I was telling you before, like I can't, if I like turn it on, I can't turn it off.
Yeah.
Like you were saying, like wide-eyed Ty, you called me, like.
Yeah, wide-eyed Ty.
Yeah, like 4 a.m. in the morning, I'm like, what's the move? And it's like closing time was 2 hours ago, dude. You got to simmer down. I'm like, no, we got to do stuff. Like, I'm going to sober up soon. I don't want to do that. Like,
yeah, Ty's night out is just a constant escalation. It doesn't ever.
That's a good way to put it. It escalates and escalates and escalates.
Yeah, there's
until
never
I
a
wake up,
peak and then it doesn't come back down.
I wake up from like a 2-hour nap at like 9 in the morning. I go, oh, I hate myself.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I couldn't be one of those people that just boozes all the time because like I would just escalate it too much. I gotta drink a couple times a week, not at all, or like all the time. Like I got like one mode is go. But I'm very jealous of people who can just like get like casually fucked up all the time and not have it like destroy their life.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I have a problem with other things, but not booze. Like I could drink like a couple days a week.
Yeah, like a cup. Like I like maybe 2,
right,
3 but max or whatever.
It's definitely getting harder and harder.
Yeah,
and we're not even old yet.
No, because it like sticks with you now. If I get like hammered for like the next couple of days, like I'm not like hungover, but I'm not like 100% for at least a day or two.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Sucks, man. Getting all kind of. I mean, like too, like playing like men's league sports. Like I'll just wake up and be like, I didn't know that was a muscle, but it hurts.
Yeah, some weird part of like, it's not your ass, but it's not your back. Somewhere in there, it just starts hurting.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. What's with the fucking ass pains getting older? Like it's not. You're right. It's not my ass. It's not my back. It's something in this like no man's land in between the two of them.
Yeah. And it just gets tight, and once that's tight, you're fucked.
Yeah, dude. It's fucking me all up. I don't know, man. Because I don't know, like, I don't stretch. Apparently, you're supposed to stretch, but...
I stretch a lot, and I still hurt all the time.
What do? You just, like, lay around and just, like...
Yeah, like, mainly my, like, hamstring, my calves. I'll just stretch as much as I can. Because then once my back's tight, it's over. I can't move.
Yeah, I'm just waiting until I have a serious injury, until I really hurt myself, and then maybe I'll start stretching,
It'll happen.
One of those, like, catastrophic, where as soon as it happens, you're like, oh, this is, like, 6 months of recovery.
Yeah, you shatter, like, 3 vertebrae.
You're still laying on the ground, and you're like, yeah, this is going to be a big issue. I really hope they give me painkillers for this.
Your life is just, you're going to be that guy that, there's like a part of your life after an injury that's like,
yeah, you're like this is the next phase.
You're gonna be that guy where like, yeah, when I was 26, I broke my leg, and ever since.
Oh, that's like my worst fear, dude.
Dude, I hear that story all the time because I work in like a PT clinic, and I'll hear like that this one injury changed my whole life type story all the time.
Oh.
And it just makes me so like anxious.
I know, dude, because little shit fucks me up. Like I'm such an anxious motherfucker that little health problems will fuck me up.
Yeah.
If I had like a major, I'm too much of a pussy to handle that shit. I wouldn't be one of these like, oh, I like, you see these people playing like wheelchair basketball and shit like that. I would not be that dude.
Yeah.
Who's like, I don't let my injury define me.
Right,
I would
right.
not be that
you don't
dude.
have that much spunk in you for that.
No, I'd be the guy being like laying in bed watching like daytime TV and just like eating fucking perks like they were Tic Tacs.
You'd be Lieutenant Dan.
And be like, I'm injured, I'm sick, I have to take them.
Give me like,
I don't want to.
You'd give me like very salty Lieutenant Dan before he like. Before the end of the movie, where he's just in the wheelchair, just yelling at people.
Angry Vietnam vet would definitely be my vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like I was at a adult league hockey game the other night, and this like last like 30 seconds of the game, like end of the game, somebody just like rushes down, loses their edge, and goes headfirst into the boards, and it's like down on the ice for like a good 5 minutes.
Yeah,
and like. I was kind of like looking at people like
an absolute concussion.
Like, 100%. Did we just watch a dude get paralyzed? Like, that looks pretty bad. And he was doing that thing where like the arms like curl. You know what I mean?
Oh fuck!
And it was like, ooh, like this could be pretty bad. He got up, he was fine. He skated off. I think he fucked his shoulder up. It was more like he might have like dislocated his shoulder or something.
Okay.
But he really like, I was like, dude, that would suck. Because if you're like. In a wheelchair or something, and someone's like, how'd that happen? You're like, I was in the military, I was in Iraq, or you were in the Humvee, the IED went off or something. There's like, oh my God, like, people have like, but if you're like, yeah, it was third period, beer league hockey, I go in 30 miles an hour, head first into the boards, nobody within 20 yards of me, shatter all my vertebrae. People are like, yeah, you belong in the fucking chair, man.
Yeah.
That's what God had in mind for you.
That's what happens.
People talk about God's plan. God's plan was you rolling up a ramp,
God's plan is for you to try and get that comeback player of the year award in 4 years.
Yeah.
After 16 surgeries.
Right. But that's because I feel like our generation, we can't handle that shit. But like boomers were built different. Where like injuries and serious health problems like don't phase them.
No, dude. There's just dudes that like they'll hurt their leg and they're 40 and they just limp for the next 50 years of their life.
My dad, dude,
they just limp.
He needed a hip replacement for like 20 years and just didn't get it. And he would just be in constant pain. Like, dude, why don't you get your hip replaced? He's like, I don't fucking feel like it, you know?
Right. He just doesn't want the drama of going to the doctors.
Right. It's like you have fantastic insurance. Like you have access to great doctors. Like you live in constant pain. Why not just get it
You're
fixed?
Just grinding
like, hey,
bone on bone.
Yeah, I'm not pussy. I'm not some fucking pussy needs a hip replacement.
And then he's just going to you like, that's what's wrong with you kids. You just want everything fixed right away.
Yeah. Instant gratification. It's the iPhones, you know, social media, the hip replacements. Everything with you guys is fixing.
Yeah, maybe if you walked around with a fucked up knee for 20 years, you wouldn't need your phone. It's like, Dad, what the fuck are you even saying anymore?
Builds character. I had an uncle one time who he played men's league lacrosse, and I remember I was a little kid and we were visiting him. He was going to a game, and then someone like was like, you know, you're getting pretty old. Like you got to be careful out there. He goes, who cares? If I die out there, maybe they'll name a field after me.
Maybe I'll get a plaque at this YMCA.
Right, because they're so like their generation was so like narcissistic that they're like, I don't care if I die. Like I don't have to hear my fucking wife bitch, and they name the field after me. Win-win.
They'll make a movie about my story, man.
Yeah. And I feel like we're kind of coming back to that, but our generation is a little bit different. Of like, we don't want the field to be named. We want a Netflix docuseries. Everyone wants to be a Netflix docuseries, and that's my theory of why everyone's so into this Gabby Petito thing. Is because everyone wants to be. It doesn't matter if you die and you're not around to see it. Everyone wants to just like as the life leaves your body, as your soul leaves your body, know that like in 10 years. This will be a fantastic 5-part miniseries.
That people can have like silent sex in a basement in the background too.
Right. Just put it on like while they're getting freaky in the background. And then like 10 minutes in, you have to pause it because it gets weird. They're like, can we just turn this? We're fucking. Can we just turn it off?
Yeah.
You know?
Can we turn this off?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we put the Barry White radio back on?
Right. You're telling me Dog the Bounty Hunter is going to look for my corpse?
God damn.
Well, I mean, do whatever you want, you know?
Take me out.
Because nobody wants to be alive anymore. Nobody in our generation wants to be alive in this hellscape. We all want to die. We're all just colossal pussies and nobody has the balls to do it. So what better way?
Yeah.
You die, you don't have to, you wash your hands of it, and you get like your narcissistic urge to be like glorified
by being
posthumously.
Up there, by being in the Netflix top 10 for a week.
We're not talking, this is not Tiger King. It's not going to be Tiger King. Lower your expectations.
You're not doing more than a couple days, like a Thursday to a Saturday.
No one's buying a Netflix subscription to watch this shit. But, you know, it's like if you're bored, you know, you take a couple bong rips, it's Saturday night, you got nothing going on, it pops up. Yeah, sure. You got Murder International. Fine, we'll watch that for 30 minutes, see how it is.
Yeah, fuck it, yeah.
It's going to be a little overproduced.
Oh, yeah.
To be honest, it'll probably be a little overproduced, a little too much editing. The music's going to be, you know, it's going to be a bit much.
Yeah.
6 out of 10 on IMDb, maybe 75, 80 Rotten Tomatoes.
You're calling the rating, you're calling the IMDb shot.
You know, good, but not great. But that's enough. That's enough for people. We just want that like narcissistic urge filled. Everyone wants to be on television, even if they're not around to see it.
Yeah. How would you want to get murked in a way that the whole world can see?
Ooh, that's a good question. This is a good question to ask me right as the edibles are kicking in. Because right now I'm convinced that I'm going to die. I'm convinced that I'm going to die. So now I get to like explore that and see like, oh, well, how do we want it to happen?
I want the fear to fuel this.
Yeah. No. This is a good question. I'm trying to think. I want it to be, I wouldn't want it to be cut and dry. I want it to be like a conspiracy theory would be fun, I think. Like some kind of like remember Seth Rich? He was the guy, he like worked for the Clintons or something, and like he died, and it was like just a botched robbery or something like that. And then like everyone, like all the conservatives latched onto it and like harassed his family, and they're like, you fucking crisis actors, like your son was murdered.
How much did the Clintons pay you for
destroyed like their whole family's lives. Posthumous, and it turns out there was no merit to this conspiracy theory whatsoever. Yeah, it was completely debunked. It's like one of the only people the Clintons haven't killed was this guy.
It's hard to find one of those motherfuckers.
I kind of want that to be how I go out, like a false conspiracy that destroys my family and friends' lives, so that they have to like move, change their names. Like I want to still be a burden.
They gotta go into witness protection.
Yeah, I still want to be a burden on my loved ones even after I'm gone.
Yeah.
So I want to really just completely take their life, just shake it up. up like a snow globe and just fuck everything up.
Yeah.
And I'm dead, so what do I care, you know?
Yeah, it's not your problem anymore.
I'm looking up from hell like, ha, got him.
You guys doing okay up there?
I'm trending. Look, I'm trending. Yeah.
Yeah, they still got Twitter in hell, don't worry.
Oh, they have Twitter in hell. If they got one thing it's fucking Twitter.
It's like, you know, in Vegas when they go where it's like just the big betting screens.
Yeah.
Instead of that, it's just...
Right, it's like a sports book, but I guess just, instead of watching like the Giants blow another fucking game every Sunday, I just get to watch my family be like, please stop showing up on our front lawn with signs. Please, just let us mourn our son in peace.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. Check in the basement. They might have some stuff in the basement.
Just dropping Q drops from hell about your own death.
Yeah. I'll leave a little I would like to leave little Easter eggs behind, you know, like little like false things. Like that McAfee guy who posted the Q on his Instagram after he died, like had that I mean, that's cool. Kill yourself and then post like Q 2 hours later. Come on. Great bit.
That's how you go trending for sure.
That kind of reminds me, tangentially of this story from when I was younger. I was in high school, and this is the peak of do you remember the salvia craze?
I remember it was a thing. Everyone was just talking about how you can just go to any like gas station and just trip sack.
You could for a while. It got banned, but it was like salvia for the children listening, because this program's obviously for children.
Yeah.
It was in the like late 2000s, early 2010s. It was just like new. It was kind of like K2 or Spice or like I don't know, whatever the fuck I don't know what the version that is now is, but it was like a drug you could buy, and you smoke it out of like a pipe or something like that. You trip sack for like 5-10 minutes, you come down. And it was notorious for like bad trips. Everyone who did it had like a horrible trip.
Yeah, they thought like the floor was lava, or they would jump out a window.
Right.
Or they'd like just scream and run away.
Yeah, and then like for a while, like it was a viral YouTube trend of like, you know, guy does salvia and freaks out in the videos and stuff. In any event, it was really popular, and like a lot of kids, it was probably like in 8th grade, like 7th or 8th grade at the time, and everyone was kind of trying to get their hands on it because it was like it was like Whippets or like one of those other like teenage drugs, huffing glue.
Just some ratchet ass street drug.
Something where it's like, it's not going to be fun, but mom will get mad if she finds out. So like, I kind of want to do it because I'm like still 14 and hate everybody.
Yeah, it'll be the most terrifying experience of my still short life. But
yeah,
it'll be.
You're like, I just figured out what jacking off is. So that's going to carry me the next 6 months, but I need a new hustle once the thrill of that wears off. I think salvia is going to be it.
Tripping balls at the park.
So salvia it's like grows on like the sage plant or whatever. Apparently there's several different types of sage. The one that like makes you trip balls, salvia, is not like, you wouldn't find it at like a plant store, but regular sage you would.
Yeah.
And 13, 14-year-old kids don't know how to like look up like the species classification of sage plants.
Right. They don't know the genus of the shit they're buying.
Right. So somebody was talking about it on the bus one time, and I was like, oh, like my mom grows that, I think. I was like, sage, like my mom has a whole garden in the back full of sage. So like the word got around that like people thought that my mom was growing salvia in our backyard. So like kids in our neighborhood like wanted to like...
Yeah.
They would like sneak into our garden at night and like look through and
You were the hookup?
No, they would like sneak into the garden and try to pick the plants because they thought it was like salvia, and they thought they could like. And I remember
they're just fucking up your mom's tulips.
I remember
just, like,
looking out the window. I won't drop names, but I remember looking out the window in like middle school and seeing just like teenagers digging through my garden, like pulling out like rose bushes, being like, "Is this it? Does this look like?" Pull up Google Images. Is this it? Is this it?
Dude, what the fuck? Little fiends, yo.
Yeah.
Absolute fiends.
And eventually I had to like shut it down. I'd be like, guys, it's not the...
You should have put a like electric fence around.
I had to like Google the Wikipedia page, like look up all the details and be like, guys, look, see, this is not what you want. My mom's getting really pissed. You pulled up a raspberry bushes 3 weeks in a row. Like, chill, yo.
Who took the shit? Come on. Who took the dump in the tulips?
I mean, like...
You fucking assholes.
Yeah, it was funny, though. It was funny.
That's wild that they would just tear up their...
You're like 13 or 14. You're like, your neighbor has something that gets you fucked up in their backyard. I mean...
Right, that's true.
That was a no-brainer. Yeah.
I mean, not thinking of it, I'd probably do the same thing.
Right. And
I didn't even do drugs back then.
Yeah, you're like... I mean, they check IDs at the gas station, you know.
It's much easier.
Good old days. Very nostalgic episode.
It is.
Yeah.
Just talking about the kind of shit you used to not think twice.
Yeah, I remember the first time I bought a lighter. Like me and my friend, went to the convenience store to buy a lighter. We're like, okay, so if we get caught, here's the story. We just need to light a candle.
Yeah,
okay?
It's your birthday. I have the candles. It's your birthday.
Yeah,
it's your 14th birthday. Remember.
Right. We're not smoking Black and Milds. We're not inhaling them, coughing ridiculously, and then being like, "Oh yeah, this is good. I like
smoking
this."
like a quarter of it and just throwing the rest away.
Getting like really nauseous and just like your head just hurts and you're like, "Yeah, man, this is
walking.
This is the shit."
Walking your bike home because your eyes are too red to ride your bike. Yeah, because you're too nauseous. You're gonna throw up if you ride it.
Right. Pretending to like chewing tobacco to impress your friends. You'd be like, "Oh yeah, what's this really good?
Oh yeah, this is."
You're supposed to swallow, right? Like, you swallow it. I'm not feeling so good.
You eat this, right? This is like coffee.
Yeah, I don't feel so good.
That's one thing I've never done is I've never packed a lip.
Really? Never? Not even once?
Not once.
Huh. It's not like it's about as gross as you think it would be.
It looks so bad.
It feels good, but it's really like unwieldy.
Yeah, and just like spitting into a Dasani bottle. It's like, no, this is disgusting. Yeah. Fuck this.
Yeah, and it does like it fucks your like gums up too. Because I used to do it when I was a freshman in college. I like when I was like studying or whatever, if I had to write like a long essay, I would because all my roommates were from Central PA, so they were all like huge like dip guys.
Yeah.
So I would just like take one of their tins, just like put a little pinch in while I was like studying to help me focus. And it's like it just fucks your lip up, dude. Like it hurts, and then like the next day, like you're just like peeling like skin off your lip. Well, this can't be good for you.
Yeah, it's awful. I don't really get the appeal.
Because like cigarettes, you can't. When you smoke a cigarette, you can't see how it fucks your lungs up. Obviously, you can't see your lungs. You can see your gums. So like you the next day, you're like, oh, that doesn't look good. You know?
Yeah, dude. The effect on lungs is probably so scary. I'd never want to see that.
I'm so glad they're inside, dude. I'm so glad they're like tucked away down there. Because
I never want to see my lungs. I have asthma too. Like it's
that's not.
It's not a good look.
No, you don't want to. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want
a good combo.
Yeah.
But it's weird. Do you know anybody that's been like really fucked up by COVID? It's gotten like bopped good. I don't think I've known a lot of people who've gotten it, but nobody.
Yeah, no one that's been in the hospital or anything like that.
No. Actually, that's not entirely true. I did have a family member die of COVID.
Oh, well.
But they were distant. They were like grandmother, sister, great aunt, I guess, maybe, or something. And dude, this is wild. She smoked like 2-3 packs a day of cigarettes, like her whole life, chain smoker. Her and her, I think, twin sister, or her sister close in age. They both lived to be like 100, no fucking health problems.
Yeah.
2 packs a day. They would wake up in the middle of the night to smoke. Like their like nicotine addiction was so wild that like halfway through the night, like clockwork, they'd wake up, have a cigarette, and then go back to bed because they couldn't make it the full 8 hours without a cigarette.
Now that's addiction, yo. That's
for decades, and it took like COVID to finally knock them out, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
And even then, they got COVID. And I remember the first week, we were all like, and they're just fine. And eventually, it took a turn for the worse. But they were like in some nursing home, like already half dead. And like, you just could not. But they were nuns, dude. They were nuns. They were super religious. You're like,
wow.
I guess I gotta start going to fucking church, man. Shit.
God protected them, huh?
God's got them.
Fuck. I'm fucked.
My whole side of my dad's family is like that, yeah. Where they just
God's not gonna have my back. I've said some egregious things about him. He's not gonna help me out if I get it.
Yeah, they're all very like church every Sunday, treat their bodies like shit, booze, food, cigarettes, not a health problem among the bunch. And when they do die, they keel over at like 50 of a massive heart attack, like dead before you hit the floor, which is the way to go, you know?
That is, I guess. It's
tragic for everybody around you, but like 55, you're just snacking on a fucking cheeseburger, and all of a sudden you're like, that feels weird. Next thing you know, you're
amongst your loved ones.
You're dapping up
nice
St. Peter at the front gate, like, let's get it fucking going.
St. Peter hands you a fucking tall boy, and it's just like, all right, let's get it.
Yeah, you're like you're running into heaven like the NBA players running out of the tunnel on game day, just high fiving fans, like, we made it, we fucking did it.
Heaven is just a Bills game, tailgate.
Yeah. Yeah, you get to have someone just jumping through a folding table. Like, fuck yeah.
The table just regenerates. This place rules.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, folks, that's about all the time we got for today. These edibles are really starting to kick in, so I got to get out of here. Dom,
Ty's got to go pace in his room.
Yeah. Follow us on Twitter at the CBW Pod. Visit us online, thecouldbeworspod.com. Share the video around. Send it to our future employers. People who may want to see us fail, so they can clip it and destroy our careers in the future. And
yeah, that would be cool if you guys did that. Thanks.
That'd be awesome. And other than that, we'll see you next week.
Peace.